Welcome to the Karena Aster Alchemy community. I'm Karena Aster, and it's so good to have you here. I am here to talk about the new moon solar eclipse. We just had it yesterday. I created a video, and anyway, this is a redo. So, anyway, there have been some tough energies for some of us. I'm feeling very grateful. It's been an easier eclipse season for me, but the last one kind of pummeled me a bit. So I know there are some tough energies I'm going to be talking about and explaining, and I think that a couple of things. We really need to focus on our health right now. And so, one of the most important things that I really want to share with you is that we need to do whatever we can to boost our immune system, to relax, to enjoy life, to put our attention to things that are really good for us. And so, that is getting in movement, doing your yoga, getting in whatever kind of mindful movement that you enjoy, getting out for brisk walks, getting that heart pumping, maybe even a little bit of jogging or hiking, swimming, backpacking. Well, we're kind of getting out of that season here, but maybe that's in store for you. So maybe that was for somebody here that is listening. So anyway, but and definitely, taking our extra vitamins right now because again, we just really want to work on boosting the immune system. I really want to recommend getting some acupressure or acupuncture. Of course, offer the acupressure and body work that I do here locally. It's called aromatherapy, and we all need to be, I believe, getting regular treatments with Chinese medicine. But it definitely, this is a good time to also do that as it is cold and flu season, and there's been lots of that going around. So I'm happy to help you, would love to support you in that way. I also would recommend doing things for those of you that do eat meat to have bone broth. That would be a really good thing that's really nourishing. And besides taking like your D3 and vitamin C and elderberry or zinc and lysine and so forth. So those are just some ideas, but we have some challenges ahead of us energetically, I believe, and I really don't like to put that out there because I don't like to be a fearmonger, but I am an astrologer, and there are energy cycles, and I'll just start with the Chinese astrology that is currently happening, and so we are actually still in the rooster month. It's a yin water rooster month in September, going through October 7th. So we do have a few days of that left, and the energies of that are overall not too bad. I mean, the rooster and the dragon, they are not necessarily best friends, but they can get along okay. I mean, definitely we can use this last week to close out using the energies of the rooster that really likes to get detail oriented, to plan, to be very pragmatic and practical. So I would really urge you to use those energies. And then so on October 8th, like I said, we will change energies. And so we will come into the dog month. And this is going to be a clash month. So the energy of the year, the animal is the dragon, and the dragon and dog are a clash energy. So that means change. So it doesn't necessarily always mean a bad thing. However, it can be something very challenging or tricky or or it really just is going to depend on our mindset and on ourselves, as far as how that is going to play out. And so of course you'd want to look more at deeper into your astrology chart to know if this is going to affect you personally. And I do Chinese astrology readings that I can share with you about that, but yeah, so there's also the Yangwood energy of the month of October, which it is a Yangwood year. So we do have some compatible energy that way. So and there's always aspects every month that are very protective and benevolent and beautiful. And so even when we have times when things don't feel the greatest, just know that, or, when we hear some things that are kind of not the greatest, just know that there are, good things ahead, or there are some counterbalances in the world. So please don't be in fear. And, I definitely yeah, they can see that there'll be some other brighter things ahead. There's definitely been some tricky energy with the eclipse season, and really it's about change. And so, what's tricky about it is that humans don't always like change. I mean, I have come to embrace change as I've gotten older, and there are still some things that I don't like to change. There are certain things that um, yeah, I just have my routines and my habits that I have gotten into place that I really enjoy, and there's certain things in my life that are just easier and that I would like to keep the same. But with that said, I have learned more and more to embrace change, and it has made things a lot easier for me. So now, again, depending on what your different things are in your astrology, it can be a little bit easier for you to possibly embrace change or not. And so, we can always take a look at that, and I can share more with you from a Western astrology or a Chinese astrology perspective on that one as well. But yeah, so the energies of the eclipse. Obviously, we just came out of an eclipse during this last full moon a couple weeks ago, and now we're having the solar eclipse. And so um, this whole eclipse season and this eclipse portal that we're in, it began about a good month and a half ago, actually. And we will continue to feel the effects of an eclipse up to 6 months afterwards. So even though, maybe there hasn't been an eventful thing in your life yet, we really want to start really looking back to that month and a half ago, or like a month or so from now. So I mean, those kind of times with with the month before the full moon and the month after the new moon, those are kind of the bookends for what we want to look at as far as what events are really important, and what those things are that can really create the bigger change in our lives. So we really want to kind of look at what people are coming into our lives, what events have happened, what kinds of things that we're noticing. So those can be things that we will often tend to see grow in our lives. So, for example, I have been feeling like my psychic abilities are increasing a little bit. I mean, I definitely already have some of that, and I've just been noticing there's been a bit more of that. And so, it's just something to pay attention to. So, will it increase during this time? There's a good likelihood it will. And that doesn't always mean that it will. I know I've looked at all kinds of different things in the past that I thought, okay, this thing with this for business is really going to take off during this time because it was happening during the eclipse season, and it doesn't always. So, there's different things that will and that won't for each of us, but this is a good time to really pay attention and to journal. And so, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people have been hearing about this new moon, and it is in Libra, and we have a lot of energy around the Venus energy and the Libra energy. So the new moon is conjunct Mercury in Libra. It's also conjunct the South Node, and it is conjunct Black Moon Lilith. So we have a lot of energy. Those are both Black Moon Lilith and the South Node are also both in Libra as well. So all of these signs are ruled by Venus, and so what's important about that is that we also have currently Venus in Scorpio. And so what we are going to be feeling is a lot of things coming up from our shadows and from the things that it could be trauma, or it could be things that we just don't want to look at, or things that are uncomfortable. So that is some of the things that some of you have been and or will experience during this time. And just know that obviously when these things come up to the surface, it's for our highest good, because we get to process them to let them go, and we do need to feel these things. And so it can be really hard. It's always sad for me to see my friends and my clients going through this when I'm not. And um, but at the same time, this is for our highest good to let go of these things and to close these different things out. So with that, the South Node, it's the tail of the dragon, and so it's about excrement, and so it is about closing something out. And again, it can be kind of these yucky things, and so we again sometimes have to deal with that before we can actually close that chapter. And it can be very uncomfortable. So I am definitely sending my blessings your way. I do have a prayer list. Definitely reach out, and I would love to put you on my prayer list and be praying for you and my other friends and clients. So what else? So yeah, again, that energy of doing that shadow work is part of the Venus in Scorpio, because it's also that very investigative work, as well as that Black Moon in Lilith is also doing that deeper dive. So there is a lot of intensity right now, and we are also again. Let's see, what do I want to say about this? Okay, yeah. So again, though, Libra energy is about relationships, and so oftentimes this can be about closing out relationships. Of course, that can be difficult no matter which end you are on, if that's the receiving or if you're the one that's needing to leave the relationship. And I know some people have a very hard time, letting those things go. And I have certainly been there in the past. So, but we do have a really beautiful grand water trine that we have been having this energy with the Venus, Saturn, and Mars. So Venus being in Scorpio, Mars being in Cancer, and Saturn being in Pisces. So this grand water trine is actually going to be helpful in helping us let something go because of the Saturn in Pisces, which is really good at bringing up our and allowing us to feel our compassion for ourselves, for others. I really recommend doing your Ho'oponopono to yourself first, and then you can do it to another person once you're ready. And that can be a way to, just again let go of something, because Mars in Cancer does have a harder time letting go of things. And then also Venus in Scorpio, it can want to just dive in deeper and just keep drilling down and going down the rabbit hole, right? And so but like I said, the Saturn, it's got the bigger picture. Saturn in Pisces, the bigger picture, and it's going to want to yeah, just be very forgiving and accepting and loving. So um we've got that to benefit us at this time. So yeah, so just know that there are some good energies. I have also been just getting a lot of, for a while, just really for myself, and I feel like this is an important message for everybody, but to not really pay too much attention to a lot of things on media. I happen to be somebody who likes to sometimes go down rabbit holes on YouTube, and learn different things and learn things that are hidden and or in the shadows. It's kind of something that I like to dive into, and I have really been feeling like it's been very important for me to stay away from some of this to an extent, and to be very careful about what I'm exposing myself to, and for how long, because I do think that where our attention goes, energy flows. And so we all have the choice collectively to make things, make the world the best world that we want, and to make things better. And so I think it's good to be aware. I don't want to be completely in the dark. I don't want to have my head completely in the sand and just pretend like everything's hunky dory when it's not. But, at the same time, I need to be careful. And I think we all need to be careful of, especially ingesting media. And even if that's alternative media, because some of that can be very fearful. And again, there may be some things that we need to be aware of. But again, I think the best thing that we can do is to really care for ourselves, be loving, be kind, like go out and do your mission. And, if you don't know what that mission is, that's okay. Like your mission is just to love yourself and to love others right now. And so, just being kind to yourself first and then to somebody else, giving that smile to somebody in the store, like asking somebody how their day was, giving somebody a compliment, whatever that may be. You don't have to have a purpose more than that. But as we shine our hearts and we share our love, and we, just be our authentic self, and we be our kindest and best self, and we do things that are for our highest good and the highest good of others, then we are really going to make a difference in the world. And that is what is going to create the change. So I do believe that there are benevolent energies that are surrounding us and assisting us. And if you are struggling, I want to remind you to ask your guides and angels to support you, your higher self to support you, your beloved ancestors to support you. We do need to reach out and ask them, and sometimes we forget. So I do too. So now that I'm saying this, I'm going to ask them for the ways in which they can help me too. So anyway, thank you for watching this. Definitely be sure to like this video and then share this with somebody if this would be helpful for them, please. And let's keep the conversation going. Please comment. Let me know what you liked here, what you are experiencing with the energies. And I also want to invite you to a parasite group cleanse that I'm doing. So it is the 3rd as I am publishing this, and just a day after our new moon. And I will say to you really quick, to just continue the astrology, that the new moon often, like that first day, it's just kind of really percolating. And so it was definitely a big new moon of letting go energy. And so we may still be continuing to feel this letting go. And so if you are like, I don't have an intention yet, I don't know what new beginnings I have or what I'm wanting to bring in, or I'm not entirely sure, maybe you had some inkling of that yesterday. Don't worry, you always have time. The new moon, energy really carries forward for, 3 to 4 days afterwards. So, or 3 to 5 maybe. And I know that there's different people that will say different things about that, but that is my understanding and belief. And so just know that, things will come about as they're needed. And sometimes we have to kind of let go before we can make room for the new, right? So, yeah, so just know that oftentimes we need a little bit of time to sit and let those energies come in and figure out, okay, what is it that I want to do for this coming month? And what do I want to put my energy and attention to? So, yeah, and then yeah, so as far as the parasite cleanse goes, I just am inviting you all to that, as that is an opportunity to still do a 21-day cleanse sometime between now and the October 10th. You could start at the latest, and that will go until October 30th. And so, yeah, this is just something that we all need to do. It is another way to let go of things that are no longer serving us in our body, let go of sugar and the habit of eating too many sweets, which I get into with my dark chocolate habit. So I'm really happy to let that go, and I cut back on my caffeine. I'm not a huge caffeine drinker, but I love my green tea. So, and again, my dark chocolate. So I drink lots of cacao. And um, anyway, so there's definitely an opportunity there. If that speaks to you, I will put the link for that parasite cleanse below. Please reach out and let me know if I can support you. It is something, again, that can help with many ailments, as well as something that we all need. So definitely read on my website all the details and things that can improve in all the ways in which your health can be improved with doing a parasite cleanse. So again, thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you next week. And have a wonderful day, evening, and I will see you real soon. Thanks again.